Hello everyone, my name is Kellen. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Bloodborne. So this episode is almost assuredly going to be the last episode before the finale. We're going to clear up the Nightmare Immensis here, take out a boss, and maybe meet another... Um, well, we're gonna see a character that we've seen before, who was a bit elusive the last time, but this time we can get up close and personal. In the immediate future, we're going to fight some Shadows of Yharnam, which are staring me in the face and shooting fireballs at me. And none of that, boy. Putting our newly minted plus 10. Whoops, that didn't even come in contact with him. Our newly minted plus 10 Ludwig's Holy Blade to use. I'll show you the stats real quick before we go fight that guy. So these are the kind of stats we're working with today. I leveled this up once. As you can see, I put the point in endurance, so those are our current stats. We're level 85. Our right-hand weapon number 1, that will be the Ludwig's Holy Blade, and it is up to 599. And I'll show you the blade itself. Let's go to inventory. So it is now maxed out at plus 10 with the base damage of 200 with a 399 bonus from our gems. Pardon me. The gems are actually a really big deal in regards to how much damage you do. So, if you're playing through the game for the first time, you really need to pay attention to, maximizing your gems. I've also upgraded our Rite of Palash up to plus 9, the highest it'll go in this playthrough. And I put in that cursed gem that causes your HP to gradually deplete. Maybe as kind of an emergency spam weapon or something. We're mostly just going to be using the Ludwigs. And also, I put the plus 21.6% blood attack up gem into our repeating pistol, and I leveled it up to plus 7. So that is what we're doing. So that is how we're doing, rather, in regards to our weapons. And I think that is the last time in this playthrough we will be upgrading them. I might upgrade the pistol to plus 9. What the hell is he? Oh, he fell down. Silly. Yeah, we do a pretty good amount of damage now. Not really too afraid of most enemies, though. Then again, I really wasn't afraid of them to begin with. Here we have an interesting diversion, or a divergence, rather. We can either go up here and proceed, as I think most people do. There are some big, interesting pig dudes. And you know what? Let's take out this pig guy first. Since he's facing opposite to us, it's a good chance to get the drop on him. Ram our hand up its bum. The usual. Kill it? Alright, that's enough to kill it. So these pigs are a little fucked up. They have a bunch of eyes on their faces. Don't worry if you didn't get a good look there, because we will be encountering more of these pigs. However, we're going to be encountering them on the way back. So we're going to actually loop around in this area. We're going to take the more hidden optional path, I suppose you could call it. First, let's go get this item. More bloodstone chunks. Hey, those will be good in leveling up the repeating pistol. I'm going to use this character for the DLC when it comes out. So, we can have the full playthrough experience with one character. I think I can just drop down here. It's all good. There's a Wandering Madness. Let's get him before he disappears, like all the other ones do. Well, actually, that's not true. The last one killed himself, to be, completely fair. We have this splendid view of this pale, pale moon. The moon is an incredibly relevant... by the way, this is how we get back. the moon is an incredibly relevant figure in regards to the plot of Bloodborne. And it'll become incredibly apparent before the end. So here we're going to have more Shadows of Yharnam. Buddies. So I believe there's a sword wielder. Nope, not quite. You know what? Let's just get him. It was hard to see what animations he was going to do exactly. That one I just whiffed entirely. I'm talking about parries. It was hard to tell what sort of animation he was going to do when he was like kind of half through this brick structure. And the other guy just was bad. This is a really cool area. I like this area in general. It is just a massive, massive area. You saw the shortcuts and the multiple lampposts. And here are 4 Shadows of Yharnam. I'm going to try to pull... that may be more than I wanted. Alright, let's see if we can get a parry. Alright, cool. Nah, we got this. That was way, way premature. I like how his friend just doesn't care. So before we head up this way, let's double back. And this will double back onto that path with the pig. Oh, we get to see more pig buddies. So these pigs are pretty dangerous. They have the same attack set as the other pigs. However, they do more damage, and their charge attack is just really brutal. So I'm gonna do something slightly ill-advised. I'm gonna try to fight both pigs at once. So this bacon boy is our target. Oh, no, no, no! Woo! Oh, I did not think that would hit. Alright, there we go. Playing a little recklessly. Good amount of blood vials. I probably should have popped one off before I picked that up, but, you know, I don't think we'll be needing it, honestly. 2 Kinkle blood, 11. Pretty good. Those will give you a lot of blood echoes if you need them. And who knows, at this point in the game, you might need them. You might need to level up. Nourishing Damp Blood Gem 4. Let's check that out. That might be good. Got some Murkies. Ooh, attack up 15. I think we will use that before we fight the final boss. What does our weapon look like? We have a 18, an 18, and a 12. Yeah. We'll definitely replace that 12. So remember, if those optional areas are giving you trouble, say Nightmare Immensis, which actually should not be that hard compared to this area, but say Canehurst, maybe Logarius is being a dick, or the upper Cathedral Ward. If those are giving you trouble, then you can come here first and collect all of these power-ups. You know, these really good gemstones and upgrade your weapon and the rock and all that such. Yeah, enlist the help of Dwayne the Rock Johnson. No, the Blood Rock, and it should make those areas much easier. So here is the NPC that I mentioned before. Our lovely corpse bride. No, but she is Blood Queen Yarnum. That's right. She is the namesake of the city of Yarnum. She is an old, and by old I mean ancient, Thumerian queen. So the Thumeru was a race, an empire that was built, or that Yarnum was built over the top of. I believe they are the ones that, you know, originally had the knowledge of these great ones and such, and of these rituals. As you can see, her stomach is bandaged and bloody, which would lead one to believe that the baby that we've been hearing, the baby that we've read about, is her child. Perhaps the Great Ones seeking surrogates for their infants sought her child as a surrogate. Same could be said of Ariana's. Like I said, there's a lot of themes of childbirth and such. But let's check this. This is a weird item. I don't know why this is here. I don't know if anyone knows why this is here. So we can't pick it up because it's Yosefka's blood vial. You can only have one in your inventory. And I've had the same Yosefka's blood vial in my inventory from the very beginning. And why is this here? Is it a gameplay consideration? We're gonna use it and then pick up this one. Does it mean that Yosefka has been here? Is she tied with this ritual? Who knows? Anyway, let's activate the shortcut before we fight the boss. I honestly think we're gonna easily clean up the boss, but... Oh, no, that was dumb. But I live! I tried to roll off. I like second guessed myself. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna roll off. Nah, let's just roll off. We don't need to take the elevator down. Anyway, so now we have an easy, run back. In case we die to the boss. We shouldn't die. Should be all good. Alright, here we go. After we fight this boss, there will basically be no more exploration content. It's just a string of a couple bosses. Though before we do that, I'd like to point out these guys that have the Mensis cages on their heads. Perhaps these were all previous hosts of various nightmares, much like Mikolash. I'm gonna take a look at the. No, I was going the right place. Take a look at the Nightmare Mensis cage. The School of Mensis controls the Unseen Village. So, it's a School of Mensis, the Mensis cage, and the Brain of Mensis. I wonder if they just called the Brain of Mensis, as though it was like their brain. Like, they found the brain, so they're naming it after themselves. Or if they're naming themselves after the brain. Anyway, this hexagonal iron cage suggests their strange ways. The cage is a device that restrains the will of the self, allowing one to see the profane world for what it is. Honestly, equipping it doesn't do anything. So it doesn't do any of that stuff. You don't actually get to see the profane world or whatever that is implying. It also serves as an antenna that facilitates contact with the great ones of the dream. Also, once again, it doesn't actually do anything. But to an observer, the iron cage appears to be precisely what delivered them to their harrowing nightmare. Yeah, fucking seriously. Imagine having that thing on your head. Alright, so, yeah, we'll just Phantasm shell it up for this boss. Here we go. There is a baby carriage. And we have a very inconspicuous looking boss area. Like, Not to game it up, but this is obviously a boss area, if you didn't know. Alright, so this boss is Mergo's wet nurse, which would imply that the baby is Mergo. Which should also be no surprise, because this area is called Mergo's Loft. So this boss, other than looking really fucking cool, is not that difficult. It's a pretty easy boss, especially when compared to other bosses in the game. You know, honestly, like, Father Gascoigne probably would give you more trouble than this boss does. She does have some tricky tricks, but they're not that difficult to figure out. And, you know, at this point our weapon is quite powerful. Ooh. You still need to pay, you know, some attention. Partway through the fight, she should split herself up. Oh man, our range not good enough. Yeah, I should just go for regular hits. Trying to be real greedy. There we go, we got that hit off. So anytime now she should be splitting up. I really thought that was going to connect. It's a pity. I hear... Is this it? No? Not yet. Come on, Mergo's wet nurse. I'm gonna kill you before you can even do it. That's sad. Alright. Well fought. I'm slightly disappointed she didn't do her thing. She makes it like... It's a baby. She makes it like really dark and splits into multiple forms, and you have to, you know, hit the correct one. But I suppose we just killed her too fast. Like I said, not a difficult boss, but Nightmare Slain. And we get the final 1/3 of umbilical cord. So let's read that. Nope. Why do I keep going to those other pages? It's obviously under this page. So here we go. Every great one loses its child, and then yearns for a surrogate. This cord granted Mensis audience with Mergo, but resulted in the stillbirth of their brains. Pardon me. Used to gain insight, and so they say, eyes on the inside. But no one really remembers what that truly entails. We have all 4 of these, and we will consume all 4 of them before we fight, you know, face the final encounter. With that, let's go back and see how Miss Yarnum's doing. She vanishes. With a bow of her head, she vanishes. So you actually can face her one more time, and you face her in the Chalice Dungeons. She is the final boss of the Chalice Dungeons, and killing her gives you a trophy. Probably the very final trophy that anyone would get. Doing so is almost entirely pointless. She gives you an item called the Yarnum Stone, which, even now, no one knows what it does. It probably doesn't do anything. Maybe in the DLC it'll do something, but yeah, let's take this lamp. Let's head back to the Hunter's Dream one last time.
Good hunter, you have come. Dawn will soon break. This night and this dream will end. Gammon awaits you at the foot of the great tree. Good hunter, I sense the ancient echo. Farewell, good hunter. May you find...
Alright. So, this is the final area of the game. There is no exploration to be done. We just need to go speak with Gurman. This door is now open, and we can proceed and talk to him. However, we're not going to do that yet. Let's quickly upgrade our weapon. And I think that'll end it for the episode. Next episode will be our final episode, and we will face a couple bosses. Before I do that, I think I'm going to back up my save file. So I have a file previous to fighting the final boss. Because unfortunately in this game, it kicks you into New Game Plus once you... I think we're replacing this gem. It kicks you into New Game Plus once you beat the final boss. Which is unfortunate. Because I want to use this character to do the DLC stuff, but I don't want to play through the entire game again with this character to be able to access the DLC stuff, because I don't actually know. No one knows how to do it. Who knows if you could just go to it straight off the bat, or if it's kind of like Dark Souls, where you have to progress a certain way through the game and then figure out how to access it. Could just be like activate it with one of these headstones, but we'll see when the time comes. Is there anything else to do? I think we're gonna change our armor back to the probably just the hunter garb. End it like a hunter. Alright everyone, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, then maybe like the video, maybe subscribe if you would like as well. Regardless of what you do, thanks very much for watching, and I will see you for the last time next time. Alright, bye-bye.